Hi, I'm Nigel. Welcome to my Funny Rhymes video channel. Over the next few months I'm hoping to put a few more of my silly rhymes on this channel. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy this one. It's called Piles of Fun. We really made a balls up, that's my brother James and me, the day we paid a visit to the Royal Infirmary. Our dad had been admitted for a minor op, he said. He wouldn't tell us what, but he was face down on the bed. We asked a passing nurse just what he had. Well, who could blame us? She must be Mystic Meg. She said he'd asteroids round Uranus. We couldn't help but giggle, so we closed Dad's pretty drapes. Then I nearly peed my pants because James had bought our dad some grapes. My brother hid the fruit before our dad saw what he'd got. Then we legged it to the waiting room and scoffed the bleeding lot. It was then the idea struck us, because it's boring being bored, we would organise a game for all the patients on the ward. We disregarded Twister, that would only be a farce, and we ruled out musical chairs because, well, Dad can't sit down on his arse. Simple Simon Says would probably leave the buggers dead, so we thought we'd play a game that saves them getting out of bed. James suggested patience, because he thinks he is a wit. But I didn't even smile. James' jokes are, well, quite frankly, not that good. It was quiet for a moment, then I nearly died with fright as my brother shouted, "Bingo!" That's a game that sounds all right. Well, he shot off like a dingbat to the toy shop down the street, and he bought a game reduced because the contents weren't complete. It had a list of jargon what the bingo caller calls. The only bits not there were just a couple of the balls. Well, the sister gave permission for our game to go ahead, so we gathered all the clipboards from the bottom of each bed. Each patient had a game card clipped securely to their board. Then my brother said, "Eyes down," and all went quiet on the ward. We played for several hours, then we had to stop for dinner. It's a shame 2 balls were missing because we never found a winner. The patients all agreed that we should give our dad the cup. Then we put the clipboards back, but James had mixed the buggers up. We went home unaware that something brown would hit the fan, because the theatre works all night and operations had began. The patient with the toenail that was red and hurt like hell had his foreskin whipped away, and now his dick's like that as well. An arm was amputated from a bloke who broke his nose. Well, at least he couldn't pick it with his right hand, I suppose. A nurse was in a muddle as she dragged a man from bed, because she should have pricked his boil, but sadly boiled his prick instead. Enemas were inserted where enemas shouldn't go, and the man that should be harmless has a foot without a toe. Some bloke was limping badly. All he went for was a snip. His scrotum's not the problem, it's his new replacement hip. Tonsils were extracted from a bloke with painful gout. He used to scream blue murder, so they're pleased he had 'em out. The geezer with the hernias still doubled up with pain. Man, he never busted a gut to go inside that ward again. But wait, our dad was still unconscious, and they hadn't touched his bum. They'd given him a sex change, now he looks more like our mum. His voice was slightly higher, they'd extracted certain bits, and he'd gained some fancy extras, long blonde hair and great big tits. Dad wasn't like he used to be, but more like Aphrodite. We bought him clean pyjamas, but, well, we should have bought a nightie. They keep the severed pieces. It's traditional, James said. And sure enough, Dad's nuts were in a jar beside the bed. James removed the contents. Then we took off like a rocket. We caught the next bus home with both Dad's knackers in our pocket. We painted them with numbers, and the balls looked really neat. And it turned out rather well, because now our bingo game's complete. Thank you. And if you want to read some more of my silly rhymes, maybe a bit cleaner than that one, I've got 2 books on Amazon. One's called Pros and Turkeys, and the other one's called Mistletoe and Rhyme, both very reasonably priced. Many thanks, tune in again, I'll read some more poems. Bye for now.